Two full-dress tourers, two completely different philosophies. Honda's Goldwing Tour is a flat-six technology showcase built for continent crossing. Kawasaki's Vulcan 1700 Voyager is an old-school V-twin bagger with a fairing and a stereo. Here are 9 points that separate them, plus a verdict. The Goldwing's 1833cc horizontally opposed 6 is the single most important difference between these machines. It spins with turbine smoothness, pulls cleanly from idle to redline, and never transmits the pulse or vibration that defines a big twin. Kawasaki's 1700cc 52-degree V-twin does the opposite deliberately. A long 104mm stroke, a lazy 9.5-to-1 compression ratio, and a peak torque figure of 107.6 pound-feet arriving at just 2750 RPM. The Voyager thumps and shakes at idle, settling into a low-frequency rumble that most cruiser buyers consider a feature rather than a flaw. The Goldwing hums, and its 73mm square bore and stroke let it rev with a willingness no 1700cc twin can match. Neither approach is objectively wrong, but riders tend to know within 10 miles which one they prefer. Honda gives buyers a genuine choice. The base Goldwing Tour uses a 6-speed manual with an overdrive top gear, while automatic DCT trims swap in a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox that shifts faster and smoother than any human, adds a walking speed reverse and creeper function, and can be left entirely alone in traffic. Power reaches the rear wheel through a shaft. Kawasaki counters with a conventional 6-speed with overdrive and a carbon fiber reinforced belt final drive. The belt is quiet, clean, and cheap to service, but it is a wear item in a way a shaft never is. There is also no automatic option anywhere in the Vulcan range, which rules the Voyager out entirely for riders with wrist, knee, or hip limitations who have discovered that DCT extends their riding careers. The Goldwing uses a double wishbone front end rather than a telescopic fork, decoupling braking forces from suspension movement. The result is a bike that stays level under hard braking and steers with far more precision than 845 pounds should allow. The Voyager runs a conventional 45mm Showa telescopic fork with 5.5 inches of travel and twin air-assisted rear shocks with 4-way rebound adjustment. It works, and the air assist means you can firm things up for a passenger with a hand pump rather than fighting a spanner wrench on the roadside. But rear travel is a limited 3.1 inches, and rough pavement finds it quickly. Expansion joints and frost heaves that the Goldwing absorbs without comment reach the Voyager's rider directly. On paper, the gap is 50 pounds in Honda's favor, but the real story is distribution. The Goldwing's flat 6 sits low and far forward, giving it what Honda claims is the lowest center of gravity in the class, and it feels dramatically lighter than its number at parking lot speeds. The Voyager's 895-pound curb weight sits higher and further back, and you feel every ounce during a 3-point turn. Kawasaki fights back with a 28.7-inch seat height versus Honda's 29.3 inches, which matters enormously to shorter riders trying to plant both boots at a stoplight or back a fully loaded bike out of a sloped campsite. Honda partially neutralizes that advantage on DCT trims with an electric reverse and a walking speed creeper mode. The Voyager gives you leg strength and nothing else. Honda pairs dual 320mm front discs and a single 316mm rear with a combined ABS tuned for heavy touring loads. Kawasaki fits dual 300mm front discs with 4 piston calipers and a 300mm rear managed by K-Act ABS, a coactive system engineered specifically for machines over 660 pounds that automatically links front and rear brake force. K-Act feels slightly artificial to riders used to independent circuits, and some complain it takes control away during slow-speed maneuvers, but it is genuinely reassuring 2-up on a downhill grade with luggage aboard. Honda's electric windscreen adjusts through a 4.9-inch range, changes angle as it moves, and remembers your last setting. Combined with full coverage bodywork, adjustable vents, and heated grips as standard, the Goldwing manages airflow better than almost anything on two wheels. The Voyager's frame-mounted fairing is fixed, generous, and effective at highway speed, but there is no electric adjustment, and taller riders often report more buffeting. Both offer floorboards, a wide passenger seat, and a genuine backrest, and both are comfortable enough that fuel range, not rider fatigue, dictates stops. The Goldwing Tour's 61-liter top trunk swallows two full-face helmets, and combined with integrated saddlebags, the total is comfortably north of 100 liters. Access is via Honda's smart key system, so nothing needs to leave your pocket. The Voyager offers sealed saddlebags plus a locking trunk with a passenger backrest. And while Kawasaki does not publish liter figures, real-world capacity is competitive for a week on the road. Honda's edge is organization and one-touch access rather than raw volume, and the Goldwing's luggage is integrated into the bodywork so tightly that it barely widens the machine. The Voyager's bags sit lower and are easier to load with bulky, awkwardly shaped items. The Goldwing Tour runs a 7-inch TFT display with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, 4 ride modes, Tour, Sport, Rain, Econ, throttle-by-wire cruise control, hill start assist, electronic preload on DCT trims, and an optional airbag on the flagship model. The Voyager's electronics package is far simpler. Electronic throttle valves, electronic cruise control, K-Act ABS, and an AM/FM WB audio system with Sirius XM readiness, intercom headset compatibility, and Garmin navigation prompt support. There is no smartphone mirroring, no rider modes, no traction control, and no TFT dash. For some buyers, that is a genuine selling point. Fewer systems means fewer things to fail at 90,000 miles, and the Voyager's cockpit is legible at a glance without menu diving. The Voyager undercuts the Goldwing Tour by roughly $9,300 at base price and by more than $13,000 against the airbag DCT flagship. That is not a rounding error. It is the price of a decent used bike. Both carry 36-month limited warranties, though Honda's is unlimited mileage and transferable. Goldwings hold resale value exceptionally well and routinely exceed 150,000 miles. The Voyager's simpler architecture is cheaper to maintain and far easier for an independent shop to service, but its aging platform and uncertain future in the lineup make long-term residuals harder to predict. Parts availability should remain solid given how many Vulcan 1700s Kawasaki has built since 2009. If touring capability is the only criterion, the Goldwing Tour wins decisively. It is lighter, smoother, better suspended, vastly better equipped, and easier to ride fast, slow, and far. Nothing in the Voyager spec sheet answers the double wishbone front end, the DCT gearbox, or the airbag option. But the Voyager is not trying to win that argument. It offers roughly 80% of the touring functionality for around 65% of the money, wrapped in a V-twin cruiser aesthetic that Goldwing riders have never cared about and Voyager riders have never wanted to give up. Buy the Honda if you ride serious mileage, value technology, or plan to keep the bike a decade. Buy the Kawasaki if you want a classic full-dress V-twin, ride mostly weekends and rallies, and would rather spend the difference on fuel, tires, and destinations. Just confirm current model year availability with the Kawasaki dealer before you commit, because the Voyager's place in the 2026 lineup is not guaranteed.